Hey guys, literally I just hit record and Minion 1 just pulled up in the driveway, so you'll either get paused or look at the camera, or you'll end up seeing him in the video, or at least hearing him in the video. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I am having water. I'm taking the health regimen seriously this time, or more seriously than I have in the more recent past. And I'm having water, probably too because I'm out of wine. So there's no wine, tea, or anything happening. So hope you guys are doing well. It is late. It is 5:48, and I tried about 3 times this afternoon to try to record this. We had gorgeous weather today. I think it got up to like 58 degrees today, and I had to go out and run an errand, so that took away my lunchtime. And then I tried squeezing it in and it didn't. We had gorgeous light and everything, and it just didn't work out. So oh, I hear the door and I hear footsteps coming down the stairs, so I'm recording. You want to come say hi?
Will I get food for it?
I suppose I could feed you.
Which would be...
Come say hi first, and then I will give your options. Come say hello. They haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Are you gonna come say hello? Carry on.
Food.
As I was saying, we have antisocial over there.
Oh, you're still recording so they can still hear me.
Come say hello.
Hello. There.
Come visually say hello.
No, I said it. You told me to say hello, which I did.
Visual. They haven't seen you. You've changed since the last saw you a lot. Oh my God. Really?
Oh.
The other one just ran the other way.
Hello. Ah! Now, what are my food options?
Go in the kitchen and look.
Oh
They're
my
all
God,
there.
that was...
Life with teenage boys. Yep, you're going to hear a lot of plate rattling going on. Actually, I am going to pause you for a second before they eat everything. Yeah. Okay, so where are we? Like I said, there'll be life noises. So, number one, I did not hear from Adriana, who is the winner of the 2 books, the Knit Picks knitting books. So I redrew, and I will put that in right here. Okay, so congratulations, Pam. Look at that. You just went to Stitches, you and Z, putting out all those pictures, making people jealous. But congratulations, and I don't remember if I have your... Email me. You need to email me anyway. So email me just so I know that you saw this, and give me your address where you want it shipped. Okay. What else? The other thing that I need to do, actually first, I'm going to do a little, for a while anyway, a little, what did I call it? I had a name for it. Blast from the past? I forget what I said it was going to be. But I was looking for something in my online photo album, and I came across, like, stuff that I used to do way back when, and it's funny to see it start coming back around. The Divine Hat being one of them. That rib hat that was done by, I don't remember who it was, but Z, did it, and then we all did a version of it. I used to do not that particularly, but a version of that. I think my mom has like 3 or 4 of those. One of them I saw her wear recently, and it's very ratty, and kind of warms the heart that she still wears it too. But what I'm trying to say is I'm going to throw in some pictures from way back when, or I'll do it in the beginning so you would have seen it, and those are from 2012. And I used to do earrings at one point. Those didn't sell well. I can't say I know why. It's just, I guess the craft fairs that I go to, it's just not the thing for people. But those didn't do so well, so I wore quite a few of them myself. And then, and just a couple of hats from way back when. 2012. Wow, 8 years ago. Wow. Doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Anyway, so I will be adding that at the beginning of my next few videos, providing I don't forget, for a while, because I took a lot of pictures back then. I do now too anyway. Okay. The other thing, other giveaway, I was on a live with Kim, and I'm sorry, I forget who the other person was. I want to say Crystal, but I could completely be wrong. But I was on their lives because I hardly ever catch, I think I've caught like maybe 2 or 3 lives. You know, it's either during work time, and while I'm on YouTube during work and things like that, getting on a live would not be a good idea because I would definitely get distracted, so I don't do that. And it's usually at times that I'm just not at the computer. So, all this to say, I was on one of her lives, and
It was good. The thing.
the thing was good. Okay, thank you. That was a compliment on my cooking. Those are hard to come by. I might put in a picture of what I made. I made meat pies. And actually, I'll put in the links to 3 recipes or tutorials that I followed. Of course, he's getting ice. That's loud. They're all from the One Pot Chef. I think he's an Australian. And I always, just like when I crochet, I tweak things. I tweak that based on what I have in the house, what I want to put in it or not. So banana bread I've been making for like 2 or 3 weeks now. I've made it before, but this one I've been making for, because it's 3 ingredients. 3 ingredients. And in the video he said, okay, he's cheating. He added a 4th, which is spices, which I don't count those because you need spices. You can't just have flour and banana and whatever else. You need all the spices. And being Caribbean, you need spices. So yeah, I'll put those down below if anyone wants to try it. I know Kim does a lot of baking, and I think Kim of Blue Cherub, I think you and the boys would like those. The other one that I just showed hubby was a 3-ingredient pineapple cake, and he made that for dinner we went to on Saturday. It was my in-laws' anniversary, 50th anniversary, and he made that, and it turned out really well. And then I just made some meat pies, basically type of empanadas or patty types, but you can substitute whatever you want with it. He did his with beef and mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms. And I did mine with turkey and chicken, so yeah, he said it was good. I'll take that. So anyway, I'll put those down below. So as I was trying to say, the lives, seems like it's going to be a rambly, noisy one today. So they had a little bit where they did a trivia, 80s trivia, I think it was, and I won. So, so the prize was, I think, yarn and a copy of Kim's pattern. Kim just released a fingerless glove, fingerless mitts pattern, and I bought a copy and I gifted a few copies as well. But since I won that and I already had the pattern, doing a giveaway with it. So if anyone is interested in getting a copy of Kim, and I'll find a picture to put on the screen, Kim's fingerless mitt pattern, comment below, fingerless. That word has to be in there, fingerless. So, and I will choose that next episode. So, and just to reiterate again, when I do these random acts of sharing, Kim's is a giveaway. Everything else is a random act of sharing. Or it could be a sharing too. But I hold it for 1 week. 1 week only. I don't draw it out. One, it puts the onus on me to remember. And I don't want to have to keep redrawing and redrawing if you know, wait a long spell if somebody doesn't come back. So all this to say, fingerless in your comments somehow, and I will pull by the next episode. All right. Where else? Where else? The other thing too, I got it was a good crochet week to get things done, but I didn't get a lot of things done. Didn't feel like it. I've been in a little bit of a slump, getting things done as well as getting designs out of my head and getting it done. It's just not happening. Anyway, so that's for another time. But the monkeys that I had done, that I said was for my cousin who went back to England. He finally sent me a picture. They were for his twin nieces, and he sent me a picture, and I'm like, it just, you know, you make it and you hope people like it, but when you get a picture, it makes it all better. So he, I blocked off their faces, so I will show a picture of them with the monkeys. So happy, so happy. Okay, I think that's all the admin-y stuff that I was gonna do. So the rest of it hopefully should go quick. Whips. I have 3 orders that I'm still working on. That's another reason I'm trying not to join into all these cows and things, even though I keep getting pulled in a little by little. I have one for 2 hats and a pair of fingerless mitts. I had made one before, and she came back and won another one because she said her sister almost stole hers. So, and then I have one for a shawl, purple and white shawl, which I've started twice. So I'll show you that. And then I have another one for a newborn baby gift set. And this person had gotten something from me before, which was a little hat and a lovey. You're doing a lot of clinking over there.
Well,
There's a lot of clinking going on over there.
sorry.
Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, so that's what I have to work on. That should take me, I'm trying to get it done before the end of March. Oh, and I also have another baby shower gift to do for somebody in my weekly yarn meetup group, or fiber meetup group. It's not just yarn. So yeah, I'm trying to get all that done by the end of March. I'm trying to push myself to stay focused, which it's difficult right now. Anyway, so first one, whoops. The first shawl, and what I'm making, which I know would be easier for me to try to find another shawl pattern, is the Yvette shawl. And I didn't have enough for a shawl in purple or white. Actually, no, I didn't think I did. Then I found a 1 pound skein from, I think it was an AC Moore brand. I forget what, their Stitch Studio 1 pound. And, is it Stitch Studio? Yes. And then I had a Lion Brand Pound of Love in off-white or cream. She said she was okay with it. I'm holding a double, and I'm not feeling it at all. And this bugs me, the combination. So that's been put off to the side, and I'm being signaled to pause, so I shall be back. As I was saying again, thought we had all the interruptions last time. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, I'm not liking that. So that's done. So in its place, I had a skein of, oops, just almost done, of shawl and a ball. I have a few of them. And this is Mindful Mauve. So it goes from like different shades of purple with the white strand through it. Almost, I think there's a gray section almost. Yeah. So, but I love this darkish color right here so much. It's just so rich. So anyway, I'm pairing that with, because I know doing just a single strand would take me forever. And you know I'm all about the chunky and super chunky. So I'm pairing it with Woolike in lavender. Yep. Got night lighting, so holding the 2 strands together, and I am almost through. I kind of knew I'd need a second skein of this, but I thought that actually it might do, but nope. I may have to get a second skein of the wool-like. So that has 678 yards, whereas this is what, 481. So we'll see. I know I don't have to worry about the wool-like because it is at Michael's. It's only $2.99, and when I bought it, they had a sale going anyway, so I should have bought 2, but I thought 1 would be enough. Anyway, as I get untangled, whoops, what am I doing here? There we go. So this is so much better. So much better. I haven't even told her that I changed the color, but I don't think she'll mind. But
I'll be back. I'm going to get a haircut.
Have fun. So yeah, so much better. So it's starting to curl, and I did go ahead and buy a second skein of the shawl in a ball. So I have that ready to go, so I'll see how far the wool-like takes me. Maybe by the time I'm done with it, it'll be big enough, but we'll see. So I am, right now this is more of my portable project. I even tried taking it to bed with me, but I can't crochet in bed. It makes me sleepy. I don't know why. Yeah, so that's that. What did I do with my notes? My Just Feel festive shawl hasn't moved from the last time I showed you because I was trying to get, well, I was working on the squares from 2019. I wanted to get that done. Plus, I want to get the orders out of the way, and the Just Feel festive shawl is for me. So, the other whip slash FO, and that will lead into, actually no, before I do that, the order that I'm doing that needed a fingerless gloves, there's that, and I'm on the second one already. So I used the crushed velvet, and I don't think this was crushed velvet, but it's the same thing. It feels a little lighter. So this looks a little smaller than the last one. So I'm gonna keep going. I will give it to her and see if it can fit her. It'll fit her sister. So we'll see. And if not, I will just remake, because those don't take too long. It's just working. I'm not a fan of working with the velvet yarn at all. Just doesn't feel good in my hand. So the other whip slash FO. So this hat, I am trying to, what's the word? I want to say backpedal, but that's not it. Reverse engineer it. I just made it on a whim. I think it's like a year or 2 ago. And it's in wool, and I thought this was a single crochet brim, and I started doing it in single crochet, and it's definitely a slip stitch brim. It's just because it's wool, and I blocked it, or not blocked it, I washed it, and it grew a little, so it looks different, because the single crochet definitely looked different. So this was my second try, and I think I've got it, except you can't see anything in this. Even though this is variegated, it's more on the lighter side, and you can see this one is just too dark and you don't see anything. Plus the acrylic obviously works up a little differently. So I need to redo it in a either a lighter variegated or just a solid color, just to see what it looks like. And because I didn't write what hook or anything that I use for this, I'm kind of guessing here. So yeah. Yep, I gotta give it another shot. So that's kind of one done and still a whip. All right, the next one the next ones are, not one are, project bag clear ups. So I've cleared, so since January I've cleared now 4 project bags. One of them you saw me ripping. It was this. You saw me ripping in the beginning. I'd started a Algonquin beanie, and I did it in, it's a sparkle yarn. I think it was, what do you call it? I love this yarn, Chunky, with the sparkles. And it was just too light. It wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't tightly spun. It was just, it's so loose and it fuzzed quickly. So I decided I wasn't going to finish it, and I just frogged it. So project bag empty, and then project bag empty from, I think, this. So this is one. So this is just a, I'm pretty sure this was a Bernat Big Stripes, Bernat Super Value Big Stripes, and I'll be back because banana bread is done in the oven. Be right back. I had to give it a little taste test. Like I was saying before about the banana bread, it's 3 ingredients, but I switch up everything that's in there. He uses sweetened condensed milk and very sweet, plus lactose. Now, so I used either coconut cream or coconut milk. And this time I added some Ghirardelli bittersweet cacao. Yeah, came out good. So if you see anything on my lips, I had to, taste test. As I'm saying again. So this I had started just to have something to do, I think last year. Yeah, well, obviously last year sometime. Trying to use up my cake. So Bernat, and I think I had used this for something else. And I'd used bits of the cake. So Bernat Super Value Big Stripes. And I like the feel of it, but I don't think it's available anymore. I used to just find it at AC Moore, sometimes at Joann's, I think. Definitely at AC Moore, and now AC Moore is no longer. I keep getting the email, I think they have 7 more days. They're closing at the end of February. So I actually got today in the mail a letter from Michael's for their rewards program, which obviously I'm already part of that. But there's a 20% off coupon, even sale items that you can use as many times until March 4th or something. So I'm holding on to that. But, for when I buy the Woolike again. But yeah, so this yarn is I don't know if it's completely discontinued, but AC Moore is the only one that sold it. Sometimes Joann, I think. But I haven't seen it in Joann in forever. So I like it. I like the feel of it. So yeah, that's done. It's just my typical beanie. I like to put this little point, on it. And it's grays, light gray, charcoal gray, the white with the splotches on it that I quite like. I don't know if you can even make it out. I like that. And then there was a light bluish gray section that we didn't get to, that I have for a scrap ball. So that was one bag cleared. And what did I do with the other one? The other bag that I was using, I think it was this one. This is a bag by Claudia. This is a bag by Claudia. And then I have one more bag by Claudia. This was a swap that we did. And then the other 2 I bought from her. So this is like the perfect size to put in like a hat or one skein project in. So yeah, that's 4 bags or 5 bags that I've cleared since January. So the other one was just, this was leftover from some of my fall makes, and I decided to just, instead of just letting it sit there, I would start a small beanie with the leftovers, and I knew it was going to be like a child or baby size, and it just sat there and sat there and sat there, and I finally finished that up. So another bag cleared, and again, the little point. Sometimes I make it thinner, sometimes, all depends on what the mood is at the moment. I tend to like this one a little better. I went a little thin with this one. I don't know why. But there's that. So that's another one. And then the other one that you've seen this before, I've just added the flower on. I'm waiting for payment. I did not take my own advice or the advice that's usually out there when you do something custom, get the money up front. And this was a family member, and yeah, I have to wait for that. Yep. Anyway, so what's the other one? All right. The only other one until the pièce de résistance is a box bag. I wanted to give the oiled canvas a try to see how it would work up. It worked up just fine. I think it's because it was a thin enough one. It wasn't really, the ones I've seen mostly used in tutorials are, they're thicker. You can't really see through them. This one you could definitely see through. So and you can't interface because it's the oil canvas. So what I ended up doing is I interfaced the lining instead, just to give it some structure. I'm going to try next time to use fleece on, I don't know if I'm going to quilt it. I'm trying to think what they did. I watched a tutorial where the person made a laptop sleeve, and the lining was fleece. So I don't know, I don't want the lining to be fleece because you can't put your yarn in there, because that material against yarn, it's just going to cause fuzz and haloing and all that. So I was thinking of using fleece as the lining but sewing it on, but then I don't want it pulling away from it because you know the interface is glued on. So does that mean I would need to, what's the word? Words are failing me today. Quilt it. But do I want lines through the wax canvas? So that's something I got to try. The other thing too, it does attract dust, and it's not something you can brush off. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but I have a lot of it, and I will use it up and see how it goes. But it worked just fine, like normal. I'm sure if you're using it a lot, then there would be buildup just from the oil and the machine, the needle going through it and all that. You would need to clean it frequently, but other than that, it worked fine. The inside is the same material as that. So this material I've had since the Minions were little, because I have cushions from my 2 couch sets ago that are long gone that I made from that, and I still had a bit of that fabric there, so it's finally getting put to use. I think I have a little bit left of it. But yeah, just your basic box bag. Yep. And next time I will use my label as one of the pulls instead of separate on the side. So, hi. Can you come say hi again? No? Okay, bye. Anyway, so, one box back done. I don't know what I'm doing with it. Who knows? We'll see. I think that is everything else other than the grand finale. Grand finale. I was so happy to be finished. Some of you may have seen, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen the picture I posted. I was just so happy to be done. I actually stayed up till like 2 a.m. Saturday night, just working on getting the last couple of squares attached, and then getting the first round of the border in, and I ended up doing like two and a half rounds of the border, and then I had to give up, and then I finished it last night. So I'm gonna move back, I think, see if I can put it in, or maybe I'll just put it in a picture, seeing as I still have Rose's box behind me, because you know I don't have room to put more yarn. But I'll find somewhere. I'm doing a little bit of switching up of stuff. I have a trunk that I keep my mailing supplies in, and I'm gonna move it to, I bought a box at Michael's yesterday. I used my 50% off coupon. No, it was already on sale for 50% off. I got the biggest boxes, decorative boxes they had, to put all my books and stuff, but they don't quite fit. Some of them are too tall, and it's quite heavy when I put all of them in there. So I'm going to move my shipping stuff into the box, because I think it's small enough, and then move all my books into the trunk. That way, it freed up some space in my bookcase where all the yarn is, so I can get some stuff in there, and my little hutch dresser thing. It was my husband's, in one of his offices, they had an extra, what do you call it, filing dresser thingy majiggy. It's got 3 drawers and a little hutch section up there. So that's where my sewing machine's on, and there are a couple of shelves on it on the hutch part, and that's where I had books on. But to me, it was looking very messy, so I'm trying to minimize what's visual around me. It's going to take some work, so I'm just rearranging things and trying not to hide them away where I forget. Just put them away where I can easily get to them. But all that to say, I ramble. Woo. So that's the top. It's 4 across and 6 down. These 2 are my least favorite ones. Those were the mitered and the corner to corner. They just so wonky. I did not care for it at all. And then there were a couple in here that I didn't care for too much. Like this one here, it came out really big. But yep, it's done. It's done. It's got good weight to it. It's got my favorite yarn. So I'm still battling with myself. I think I will give it to my mom, but I'll wait till her birthday, because the blanket I was going to make for her is just, it's not going to see the light of day anytime soon, so I will do that instead. But I need to pet it first for a bit before I do that. And hopefully, once in a while, I think she watches one of my videos, but I don't think she has in a while, so I don't think she'll know. And if you do watch, and if you do see this, just act surprised. So yeah, that is that. I am beyond thrilled to get it done with, because all the joining of all those squares afterwards was just too much for me. It has to be a join as you go. I said I would never do that again, and here I was. I just let myself get sucked into that. I figured because it was a year long, it was twice a week, there was a square, and if I ever were to do it again, I would do it in at least DK size so that they were smaller, because this was a lot. After joining them all, and it was a lot it was heavy, it was a lot. And I think a DK size would be just right, because this definitely is it's like a twin size blanket almost, so that'll work. Oh, and the border that I used, I just went around with single crochets, and I did 3 rounds of single crochets. So I think, you know, I wanted to keep it simple, because I'm finding that I'm definitely not into the frilly borders and edges and things like that. So yep, that's done. So thrilled. So thrilled to get it done and to not let it linger. That was like the biggest thing, to not let it linger. So now I can concentrate on getting that shawl done and finish the fingerless gloves and all the other things I need to do, and I want to get done by the end of March. We shall see. All right. I think we're done. Pam, send me an email, and I'm looking at some project bags where I may be frogging. But anyway, and if anyone's interested in Kim, Crafty Nomads fingerless mitts, make sure your comment has fingerless in there, and I will pick somebody. And on that note, before I get to 40 minutes, I'm gonna go. Bye, guys. Oh, of course, I think the last like 3 videos I've always forgotten something. I wanted to do, I haven't done a shout out or just pointing out a channel in a while, and so yeah, I wanted to do that. So I'm gonna do 2, and like most other people, I'm gonna do anyone who's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So actually I'm gonna do 3. The first one is Elizabeth of A Crafty Crocheter. I think I started watching her when she had like 33 subscribers, I think. Because I remember her saying she always says, I want to thank and the number of subscribers. So she is like fast with her projects. The shawls, the hats, the blankets alone. Oh my God. Looks like I'm going to hit 40 minutes after all. So yeah, I will put her and everybody else's channel below. The next one is Nicole of Darab Creations. She also just came out with a mittens pattern. So go check her out. She is, I think, refocusing a little she's doing cross stitch. Actually, she's separating that. She introduced it on her crochet podcast. Now she's going to separate it and have separate videos, not a separate channel, separate videos. And she also designs. She does the craft fairs. She crochets, obviously. I think she started Tunisian as well, too. So channel will be down below. And the last one is Tracy of Crochet Rossetti, because she is a local. She's from Massachusetts as well. So, and I love that she uses these bright, happy colors, and it just makes my heart sing. It's just, pow. I love it. So anyway, check them down below. Look, I'm under 39 minutes. I'm under 40 minutes. So I will see you guys next time.